Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall is exactly 8 o'clock on Tuesday evening. Day one of the Cheltenham Festival for 2024 is done and dusted. Piss and rain here all day, and it is damp, and land is wet. As what a farmer always says. Land is wet in England too. I didn't realise there was so much rain going to fall overnight. I got a bit of a hop this morning when I seen heavy in the description, because it suited the better horses. That's always fitter. It reminds you of a underage team. The bigger lads, when the going gets tough and it's piss and rain or slippy ground, the big strong lads and the fit lads, they'll always keep going. Just like that today with all the classy horses. Mullins' team in fit form. We made a few pound. It's always great to start off the week with a couple of winners. Slade Steele showed why he was being selected from the camp to go for the longer race tomorrow, the 2.5 mile race. Outstayed the flatbred Mystical Power. We were on Firefox, got into a spot of bother. I never seen as much bother as he got into coming to the last Jack Kennedy. He got hampered a couple of times, but he got up for third anyway. 3.5 lengths back. I'd love to see if he got a clear run. Where would he have finished? Well, it's unlikely he'd have beaten the winner anyway, but he'd make a nice little jumper next year. In the second race, Gaelic Warrior. Put that up anti-post because I was thinking that if he got out in front and jumped straight, there was a lot of talk about him not jumping. That I thought the time he jumped in won in Limerick that he jumped pretty all right for a novice, and that he'd only get experience. And he had won a 3 mile race going left-handed in Leopardstown a couple of years ago. A bit giddy in the parade ring, but not as near as bad as Leopardstown. I heard them saying on the television that time today that he was drifting on the exchanges because they were watching probably that too. You see, trying to make a soft pound. But the minute he wanted to just get on about it and get on about his business, but after the first jump, he took a tug, reined him back, and let the pace develop in front of him. I thought it was the performance of the day, to be honest. I know there was other smart performances, but to me that was it. I didn't think there was any in doubt at all from the second fence on. You know, you'd be confident. Sometimes you'd be sort of wary. It never looked like he was going to make a mistake. So we got that right. At least we have the right race as well. Got for Facile Vega at 8-1, whether in day after tomorrow, whether that happens or not. Had the right stable here. Kim Bailey win for the other horse, and it was the only horse that fell. Anything that finished, all the rest were pulled up. 8 finished, and I'd love to. He never fell before that horse. Just imagine if he didn't. They were paying 6, like, so you'd imagine you'd be getting in the money because it ruined a few each way bets that I had, because he was strong in all of them, because I thought he wouldn't be out of the first 6. And I'd been on at 10s and 12s. The Gaffer didn't stay. Meeting of the Waters, the 17-pound hike he got, done him a disservice. Stateman won. Not as polished a performance as you'd expect, but he was always had one horse sort of to beat from the start in Townsend's. I did imagine he was watching where Irish Point was. Colonel Mustard finished 5th. I thought he was staying on. He passed out in the mean line. That's the guide that I was going, that we should have beaten that horse the last. We did, but we only got into 5th. And even without Stateman, it needed to be up another one more in the order to collect money. But the idea was right, but it just didn't happen for me. Mayor's Hurdle punished performance by Lossiemouth. I've no idea why Patrick Mullins went off in front. Came from behind all the other times it ran and won, and he went out in front today. No idea why, and was pulled up before the last, not even finishing the race. So drifting all morning. I've no idea. That make you wonder now and again what's going on in the world. Lark in the morning. He rises in his nest and he goes home in the evening with the tulip on his breast. For Roscommon-born Sean Mulrine of Ballymore Properties. The drift was, as I was saying last night, the heavy grounding was pulled out a couple of times, but it's just that they didn't need to run him the 2 times, and he had his 3 runs got. He didn't need a 4th to get a mark. If that was good to soft, he'd have hosed up, without a doubt. He's one to follow chasing next year. This was the one that I had written down last night, and I didn't say it. I forgot about, was to do the reverse forecast between the 2 of these, because it paid $5.50, wasn't it, or something? So you wouldn't give it a damn which of them won. Then you'd be going to collect at 5-2 on them. So anyway, that's on to tomorrow. The 1:30 is the old Ballymore. So now is the Gallagher Novices Hurls. Looks to be a shoe-in for Ballyburn. Probably a lot of people tomorrow, with the ground the way it is, that the fitness of, we'll say, Ballyburn, El Fabiolo, and the novice will come to that. There'll be doubles and trebles done. But to get a bet in this race, I thought without the favourite was the market to go, and can put Ballyburn in Factifile. But Predator's Gold at 100-30 without the favourite. Rather than backing it each way. It was second to Caldwell Potter after winning a bumper and his first maiden hurl. And that was the real bad day at Christmas when not too many finished. If you remember, Caldwell Potter strolled home. He was sold in for a monumental figure afterwards. But like, there was a rake of horses pulled up that day. He's kept on to be second. I just like him instead of, and then the last day he went off even money favourite in. It was a funny old race. He was, I don't know. There was. I just have a hunch that might finish second tomorrow at 100-30. It's a bit of value, I thought. And then Factifile is in the Brown Advisory. We had a horse picked for this. I think I mentioned 10 of them. I think we got 8 running. The 2 of them are Nick Dundee, or Nick Rocket, and Mad Howling Murdoch. Them 2 didn't run. The rest of them all will get runs out of them anyway. Factifile, after demolishing Gaelic Warrior the last day, it looks to be his for the taking. Step Up and Trip won't be a problem. Doubling him with Ballyburn in the first race, it's about a 6-4 double, 5-6 and 2-5. For a bet in the race, I know some people don't like these bets, but I'm only telling you what the bets I do, and you can decide yourselves then what you want to do. But without Factifile and Stay Away Faye, I think there's a bet in it to do the outsider, Giovinco, at 11-2. Because if you look at the figures, Giovinco, remember, was behind Stay Away Faye, and he could have beaten him the day in Sandown. That was last December. And I would just look at the numbers, sorry. Was on the right page. I get a bit mithered, must be the weather. Monty Starr ran last year in Cheltenham and was pulled up in the Albert Bartlett. And we've seen the likes of, there's horses that when it happens one year, it can happen in another year, and if they like it, they like it. But if you look at Giovinco, it's 146, American Mike 147, Monty Starr 147, and you have Sandor Clegane 140. Stay Away Faith 159. In fact, the fight looks to be between the two of them. Stay Away Faith will relish the trip, but the other fight looks to be more classier. Didn't run over hurdles and straight from bumper. He was second into timeshare in the bumper last year. Giovinco was down to run in a handicap and he didn't, and they shoved him in here. They don't make too many mistakes, Lucinda and Seuil. And at 11-2, I thought it was worth a few pound, or even to place. There's only 6 of them in the race. Top 3 finish. It's 11-4 to be in the first 3. Or 11-2 without the other. Is there an each way on that if he was 4th? 1 second now. No. Straight up. Right, on to the next race. Where are we here? Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm getting mithered. 250, the Coral Cup. Built by Ballymore, heap of money in the last couple of hours. Shanbally Ryan's horse again, Ballymore. It was 7s earlier on. It's gone favourite now to Sam Majest. Both of them has won last time out. I've picked 2 outsiders. Shanbally Kid looks like he's been trained for the race. It's a 25-1 shot. 16's there with Betfred. They're paying 6 places on this. But he goes well in the goo and in the bad ground, not on the goo. But the last day it hadn't ran from last March to December, and he had a spin over fences, and then he ran in that race that Maxim won, and Maxim was up near the pace all the way. That was a listed handicap hurl. And Shanbally Kid made a few mistakes and only tired late on. And a horse that came from the back that day for John Murphy was Black Bamboo. And he's sending that horse over. Well, if we look at the race and a little bit of this race, Shanbally Kid is with the white hat in the Jigginstown colours on the rail, and the other one is very near the back. It has a star on its cap in blue colours.
Turns next with Will Do. Fine Margin next with Park of Kings and the Very Man and Ballyburn Belter. As they race into the back straight to the first of 4, they've 10 furlongs to go. Ali Rose rejoined by Maxim. Improving to on the inside is Fine Margin. As they go now to the second last flight in the back straight. With less than 7 furlongs to go. Ali Rose and Maxim together. Followed by Panda Boy, the red cap. Fine Margin. Canal End next on the inside. They're followed by Will Do. And Improver out wide is Max Flamingo. In between horses is the Very Man. Last in the back straight. This is 3 flights from the finish. Spaced across the flight. Ali Rose from Canal End, who improves in between horses. With Maxim still right with them. Rapid moves being made by Max Flamingo.
Back here at the back, third last now.
Kings edging closer. Then Fine Margin and Panda Boy is Lordsy's pitch. The Very Man next with Grey Cool and Ballyburn Belter. And Shanbally Kid and 9 Graces nudged along on the inside. Flamenco Yates down.
I thought that was the race that I was taking 2 out of, and hope that at least one of them in place to cover the stake. They're paying 6 places. The form horse, of course, would be Sam Majest if you look at it, that it beat Noble Yates. And Noble Yates then went over to England and won. But who was trying harder than the other, that is the thing. Built by Ballymore, won the last day. The ground was brutal heavy, so he'll go on that, step up and the extra furlong won't be a problem. Money forward to be putting on their winners after today. Don't know how well he's handicapped at 139. We'll know tomorrow. I went for 2 outsiders just because they're paying 6 places. There's doubts about a scatter of them there, so like the likes of Langer Dan and for him, you can't put him in, but he probably is revved up for the day. Daddy the Great is Henderson's horse. Ballyaddam carrying top weight. Barazil out of form. Gigaro only a 5-year-old. On to the next race. El Fabiolo should be winning this. To be on about his Johnbon, I think it's just should be straightforward enough for him tomorrow. If there's a bit better ground, it might suit Johnbon. You can't back Nichols or Henderson's horses the way they're running. The one in the novice hurl and the one that the Berrico Lord, that was pulled up, waste 18,000. They've plenty of it. I thought a bet may be in it without a couple of them. Hold up. Where are we here? Gentleman to me. Without El Fabiolo and Johnbon, the 2 classy ones. Gentleman to me, 15-2. If you look at the figures, it's rated 164, Johnbon 170, El Fabiolo 175. It's only £2 behind Edwardstone and is 2 years younger. Might just creep in for third at a nice price. On to the cross country. There's an inspection I see there tomorrow morning at 8:15 or 8 o'clock. Hope it goes ahead. Some people hate this race. I love it. And down through the years we have backed the winner over 2. We're on Delta work the last couple of years. Tiger Roll, Easy Land. I mentioned after Coko Beach won in Punchestown that it was the horse to back for this. He's a younger horse. And if you look at the figures now as well, he's rated 161. He's only a 9-year-old. He won in Navan there, the Troytown. Delta Work now has gone down to 157, an 11-year-old. And Manila Indo is 159. So he's the top rated horse in the race. He has done us a good few nice turns and he's only still 9. I thought he'd done well the last day. He liked the ground. Stays forever. He was, when I mentioned before, he was 6s. There has been a bit of money for him today and yesterday. Oh, 3-1. The bus is listening. On to the Johnny Henderson. Remember when that used to be the last race a number of years ago and you're always trying to find out what was Nicky and Mick Fitzgerald going to be riding? That was to get out. Regular listeners would know. Remember the day Liberty Hunter, he was going to hack up for us and he fell, and then he won twice since. A lot of money for him the last couple of days. I tipped up Sand War at 10-1 since the Christmas, so that's, we have that anti-post at quarter the odds. It has only ran in 1 handicap and it done all right that day. Came from the back. It wasn't off a yard. The hill will finish, or the hill finish will suit. And for a second one for an outsider, Hardy the Seuil. for the in-forum yard of Jamie Snowden. He's 2 for 7. He likes bad ground too. Do you remember when he won this against ICO in just over a year ago? The ground was brutal that day, and he relished it. It was a good gamble on him that day. He ran out a few times over hurdles. Then he hadn't run since last April, and he had a nice little spin over hurdles or over fences the last day. Looks to be in a plot job. It seems to be, whether it comes right and doesn't mind the whole ground. The ground actually is a plus to him. So there's my 2 against the field and that. And then we go on to the bumper. Willie has a lorry load, or 2 lorry loads in this. I backed that Cantico. He was a sort of a talking horse there a few months ago. I backed him at 33 to 1. And he didn't run so well the first time. He's owned by the Turleys in Rathgar, Terranure, neck of the woods, that owns Galloping to Champ. We backed you out and no the last day and was second in that good bumper in Leopardstown. But Jodie Townend was riding that, and she stays loyal to Fleur as Fusil. I was impressed with this mare. Big strong mare will love the ground. I went out in front and kept finding. Now, I prefer if it was Patrick Mullins or Townend that was riding, but Jodie, she's all right, but she's a bit light in the saddle. But if you look at it there, it won 2.5 lengths, handy enough from switch from Diesel. And if you look at switch from Diesel, it was third, only beaten 6 lengths by Jalan Duderi, so there's a bit of crossover for him there. So the 2 that I'd be picking would be Cantico, and the 2 of them are Willies. They'd be the 2. The mare is getting the 7 pound off, and we had 2 mares winning it before. And one of them had a woman jockey on. It was Fiona and Relegate. Katie Walsh rode Relegate. That was in 2011 and 12, was it? No, 16 and 17. Anyway, there's my thoughts for tomorrow. Shout out to Philip Murray. I just caught that name this morning and wrote it down. There's a few I didn't get to. And Sandra Seed. And shout out to the books in Tenerife that's gone out. Instead of going to Cheltenham, young fella's gone off drinking for the week, out in the sun, shades and beer and short trousers, or a short long trousers some of them have on. Lee and Shawnee and the boys that's going tomorrow as well from London. So have a nice time. See you tomorrow. Bash the bookies over and out.